Today on the Extreme Channel, we're going to talk about broken statues. Thankfully, none of these in front of me are broke, so let me answer a few questions for you. I just have these in front of me because they look awesome, and I filmed another video with these that may or may not have launched already, so stay tuned for that or go check that out. And the second thing is, Mr. X, are you wearing pajama pants? Damn straight I am. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the Extreme Channel. We're doing another top 10 countdown today. Today we're looking at statues that were broken. Whether they're statues that arrived broken or statues that fell, broke, got smashed, Mrs. X got mad. Whatever that is, we're going to look at statues that have broken in the Extreme Collection, and we're going to look at some pretty damn extreme breaks. Now, if you're wondering, that's not very entertaining. Just to kind of give you an idea, sitting on this table right now is probably about $7,500 to $10,000 worth of statues. So if this table was to give out, I would lose that amount of money. I'm also going to talk about insurance options and what I do for that at the end of this video, so make sure to stay tuned. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and talk about the 10 biggest breakages I've ever had. Now, for the record, I've probably had about 50 to 75 statues that were broken. Sometimes it's minor things that don't even need to be fixed. Sometimes it's stuff that is easily repaired. And a lot of people reach out to me and they're really worried about shipping and statues breaking. Honestly, it's about 1 in 10 that has some kind of break. As I said, most of the time it's very minor and cosmetic. Now, for me, that's not a huge deal. However, I've seen people out there that I personally would never sell to because if there's a dot the size of a pen mark on something, they want all their money back. Which I'm not judging, because if you're going to spend $1,000 on something or $2,000, you want it perfect. But for me, that's just not worth my time. So today we're going to focus on the biggest breakages I've ever had, starting with an honorable mention. Let's check it out. So first, this honorable mention, the reason why it's honorable mention, it really wasn't broken. It was just that bad. This is that custom Venom bust. Now, I really wanted to break it. We actually did something awesome for charity. And Chris Sturg actually donated a whole bunch of money to charity. And what's really cool is his son is a huge Venom fan. So he ended up giving this to his son, even though I did want to blow it up. That's why this isn't officially in the countdown as a broken piece. But let's start with number 10. Number 10 is this Deathstroke. So this is by XM Studios, and XM Studios does some of the absolute best packing on the planet. However, this was broken. The leg that actually holds this entire body up was broken in half. And at the end of this, we're actually going to talk about which shipping company is best, where are you most secure. But thankfully, I was able to get a new piece, and the distributor of this, Spec Fiction, actually was able to repair the old one and give it to somebody else. Number 9 is the exact same scenario. It is a Starscream by XM Studios where the main leg was broken. Now, the biggest issue with this is it was a 110-pound box. When a company does too big of a box, you give the carriers or the parcel carriers no choice except to maybe roll it. And then the risk for damage absolutely increases. So number 8 was this custom Magneto piece. This was shipped right before Chinese New Year, right before the COVID virus hit. And I remember everything wasn't strapped down. So I pulled out broken piece after broken piece. Was extremely annoying. I ended up selling this at about a $700-800 loss to another collector. However, 11 months after I bought it, a new piece actually arrived. So I do appreciate the commissioner actually sent out a brand new replacement piece, which is pretty cool. I've yet to actually open the replacement piece though. Number 7 was this custom Iceman. If you recall the story on this, it was actually packaged upside down. So the ice bridge that he actually comes on, that Iceman sits on, the ice bridge sits on a bottom base here, it was completely broken off. The rod, the resin, it was a useless statue. I actually still have that broken statue, but again, after quite a while, it was a lot of waiting, but the commissioner did take excellent care of me and give me an absolute brand new piece. So when it comes to cases like that, to me, it's really no harm, no foul. Number 6 is this Alien vs. Predator piece. Another situation where the packing was not good, and the alien itself that actually latches onto the Predator, the way he latches on is his leg keys in and all the weight's on that. That's where it was broken. I've sent the alien off to be repaired by the commissioner on their cost. They are taking care of it. It's taking a while, but I'm okay waiting. So hopefully that comes out fantastic, like it was never broken. Number 5 is this Prime One Studios Beast Wars. I ended up purchasing this on eBay, and it was for somebody who had a ton of stuff for sale, not very many statues, and they reached out to me and they said that shipping the entire box is going to be too expensive. Can you break it into smaller boxes? And I said, not a problem as long as nothing gets broken. Well, the first box arrived and they did an excellent job packing it. So I had a lot of confidence. A few days later, the second box arrived and I could hear the things rattling around. So I reached out to the company, because it was actually a company that was buying and selling things. And I said, hey, this is broken. Please advise. That's usually I put it in the seller's court. And they ended up refunding all my money, which they didn't have to do. Granted, I can't ever resell this because I don't have the original boxes and there are some broken parts, but I will take it for that. Number 4 is this one I recently did a review on. It was a custom Wolverine vs. Ninjas. Every single Ninja had pieces broken. It was quite a few, and it took my wife quite a while to repair this. A lot of it was learning on how to repair it. Someone commented it took 10 months to repair. Yeah, because it took her a long time to research and figure out how to do this. I'm scared to death to ship it anywhere. And the commissioner in the factory actually took good care of me with a refund, so I'm definitely not going to sweat anything out. Number 3 was another eBay purchase. You guys remember this video? The guy packed it in trash bags and Magic the Gathering cards. This Gold Optimus Prime, which in mint condition or brand new, runs for $4,000 to $5,000. I bought really cheap. He packed it horribly cheap. I had to keep hounding him to send more parts. In the end, I got a refund. I ended up only paying $400 for this. While I'll never be able to resell it and I'll be lucky to even get $400 back, I am very happy to have a $400 piece I can partially display, and my wife is working her magic on certain things we can repair on that. Number 2 was totally a whoopsie by Mr. X. This is Prime One Studios Lockdown. This is the first Transformer piece I ever bought. Now, I was moving this and I forgot that the legs were a separate part from the torso. So I picked up the torso and the legs stuck in, and I started walking and it fell and shattered. It literally shattered. This is one I've been repairing for a few different years. He is somewhat decently displayable, and I actually paused buying any more Transformers because of this horrible incident. And then, as you know, if you've watched the channel a couple years down the road, I said screw it and I'm buying a ton more. Now this last one is Mother Nature's fault. There was an earthquake 1,500 miles from where I live. So number 1 is this Terminator bust. This is one of the first pieces I ever bought years and years ago, and I actually had him on a shelf that was mounted into the studs that didn't have any issues for a long time. And I was upstairs and I heard a crash in the basement, and I had no idea which statue it was that broke, but it was death-defying. So I come down here and he was completely shattered, which is really unfortunate. I didn't lose much sleep. I was pissed for about an hour, but as you guys have seen with breakages, I move on pretty quick because there's nothing you can do and it is what it is. So now I actually have him as a collection of bones next to some other Terminator pieces. Kind of like it's the future and things have been blown up, because essentially the value is absolutely worthless. Hey, I'm over here. So that's the story of my top 10 broken pieces. Now, a lot of people wonder, what do you do with broken pieces? Now, for me, time is money. Ever since I got my collection, I've had collector's insurance. So for the longest time, I had American Collector's Insurance. And I paid about $1,500, $2,000 a year. It was a one-time year fee. And I never really filed a claim against them because I never read the policy that carefully. I just knew that if I had a fire, flood, or theft, I wanted my hundreds of thousands of collectibles to be insured. Now, one of the things I didn't like about them is anything over $2,000, they wanted the receipt for it, they wanted detailed pictures, which I have quite a few items over $2,000, probably over 100, and I would constantly get them in or sell them. So it was kind of a pain to update that constantly. So I was looking for other companies, and I found a company that had a great name. It was called Collector's Insurance. So I reached out to them, let them know the value of my collection, filled out a survey, went online, talked to them on the phone, and I ended up reinsuring my collection with them. Now, they did a few things I liked. Number 1 is they had quarterly payments. So I pay about $400 or $500 every quarter. Number 2, they have accidental breakage coverage, which I have not had to use since I got on with them about 6 months ago, but hopefully it works well. Number 3, depending on how you're shipping and where you're shipping and what shipping method you're using, they will cover something if it's broken in shipping, which I've had a few small things. I probably could have filed a claim, but like I said, time is money. And I think it's specifically if I ship something. You know, the funny thing about an insurance company, you don't really know if they're good or not until you actually have to use them. So the hope is you never find out if they're actually good or not. And you know what's funny is someone recently posted in one of my comments that, hey man, this would be a great place to rob. Well, first of all, I want to let you know that I have tons of guns, tons of cameras, and my wife can kick your ass. But actually, honestly, no. Robbing these statues from my house would take you days to get them out in one piece. And none of the boxes are here either. If you are interested, though, but I could use some target practice. So now's the time for you guys to throw in the comments below what was your biggest breakage on a statue, or have you ever had one? And guys, I'm going to let you know, if you're ever worried or this plagues you, it's just a statue. It's just money. If you can buy a statue, obviously you have some disposable income. If you actually let it plague you and get you super upset, you're going to lose. There's nothing you can do about it. So make sure to check out some of these other top 10 countdowns. Hit that Mr. X logo so you can subscribe and see content like this about high-end collectibles every single day. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.